Good morning, student of class 7. I am a computer teacher Sonjit sir. Hope you all are fine. Today I am going to continue the first chapter, which is computer hardware and components. Okay. Before starting the discussion, I would like to tell all of you that the computer copy carries 30 marks. So all of you should write all the question answer in your computer copy. And as I told you that I would provide all the question answer as a PDF, you need to click the link in the YouTube description box, and the PDF will automatically downloaded in your phone, and then you can easily write the question answer on your computer copy from the PDF. Okay, and I hope all of you have already written and learned the previous question answer of this chapter. So let's start today's topic. Here you can see the content page of the chapter. I have already discussed about 5 topics, and today I will discuss internal hardwares. Okay, internal hardware, that means the inside the CPU box. Okay, so here you can see the image of a image of the inside the CPU box. Here you can see the image internal hardwares. First of all, power supply, next is processor with fan, next is DVD writer, motherboard, hard disk, etc. Okay, these are the internal hardware of a computer, and they are present in the CPU box, inside the CPU box. So move on to next. First internal hardware and most important thing is motherboard. The computer built up around the motherboard. The motherboard is the most important part in the PC. It is a large printed circuit board. Okay, that means the motherboard is the main part of a computer. All the components build up around the motherboards. Okay, the motherboard is used to connect the essential components like processor, sockets, RAM, hard drive, disk drive, optical drive, etc. That means all the components of the CPU are connected in the motherboard. Okay, next is BIOS is a very important part. BIOS means basic input output system, and CMOS means complementary metal oxide semiconductor are present on the motherboard. Okay, are present on the motherboard. BIOS is used as an interface between operating system and motherboard. That means mainly BIOS is used to main interface between operating system and the motherboard, and it's stored in the ROM. And other hand, CMOS is a chip, saves some system information. That means CMOS saves some information in it, such as time and system date. CMOS is kept powered by the button battery on the motherboard. Here you can see the image. Here you can see a battery for the CMOS chips motherboard. Okay, and this is the BIOS on motherboard. Okay, so move on to next thing is SMPS means semiconductor switch mode power supply. Switch mode power supply provides all power to internal components of the computer. That means all the components which need some electricity, SMPS provide the electricity. Okay, when the computer is turned on, the power supply converts in incoming AC voltage into low voltage DC supply. Okay, that means the main power supply of a computer is SMPS. Next is fan inside the computer cabinet. It prevents the internal components overheating. That means processor, we know processor generates too much heat. Okay, too much heat, processor generates too much heat, and the fan is prevent the heat overheating of the processor. It maintains the flow of air inside the case, and it also maintain the flow of air inside the case, and the fan can push the warm air outside. That means the warm air, the fan is used to uh, push the warm air outside the CPU box, okay, and pull air from outside and also move the air inside to cool the parts, okay. That means the fan is used to cool the CPU processor, all the components which are generating heat, lots of heat, okay. So here you can see the image of a fan, and this is the SMPS, this is the picture of SMPS. Move on to next is port are very important. Port are the inlets on the rear side of computer case where you can plug various devices such as mouse, keyboard or printer. The ports are connected to the motherboard inside the computer case. That means the port are used to connect the different types of hardware like keyboard, mouse, printer, etc. Okay, here are some example of ports. Serial port to connect old peripherals. Parallel ports connect old printers. P2S port to connect mouse and keyboard into PCs. VGA connector for connecting to a monitor, and SCSI port is connecting the hard disk drive and the network connectors. These are the ports used to connect all the devices, but nowadays these ports are totally changed, okay. These ports are totally changed now. Some popular ports are there. USB port. Number one is USB port. We all know that USB port connect to camera, scanner, printer, keyboard, pen drive, external hard disk, etc. USB port. LAN port means when we want to connect a network on the computer, we use the LAN port. Next is audio plug-in for connecting the sound speaker or microphone. HDMI port to connect projector, okay. Here you can see the image of the all the ports. These are the first two. These are the mouse port. Nowadays the all mouse are USB based, USB port, okay. Next is parallel port, USB port. Here is the USB port, okay. Next is LAN port, serial port, video graphics area, microphone, LAN port. These are the ports of a computer, okay, and the back side of the computer cabinet with the different parts, okay. So move on to next is primary memory. The we all know that primary memory is also known as main memory of a computer, okay. Main memory of a computer. Some features are there. Primary memory can be directly accessed by the CPU. This kind of memory is very fast and expensive. Any process to be executed has to be fast loaded into primary memory. These are the main features of a primary memory. And primary memory are two types. We all know that RAM and ROM. RAM means read only memory, and RAM means random access memory, and ROM means read only memory, okay. Now what is RAM? RAM is the memory that holds the data, intermediate result, and all the system and the user process during the running system, okay. The most important work is the RAM holds the data, okay, data, and intermediate the result and all the system and user process during the running system. The data and instruction are fetched by the control unit. We all know that IPO cycle means input, process and output. Process is happen in the CPU box. Their algorithm then comes to control unit, then comes to memory unit. Then the control unit from the RAM, it is a volatile, since all the data gets erased as soon as the power is switch off. That means the RAM cannot retrieve his data. When we switch off the computer, the RAM erase all the data, Okay, nowadays the computer generally have 2 GB RAM to 32 GB RAM. Okay, RAM may be a static or dynamic, or a combination of both dynamic and static memory. DRM is the mostly used in the computer as it's small, and SRM is the for cache memory. Cache memory is the fastest memory of the computer. Okay, cache memory is the fastest memory of a computer. Here you can see the image of a RAM. RAM is a volatile memory. Main thing is RAM is a volatile memory, and the RAM holds the data and intermediate the result and all the system and user process during the running system. Okay, next is ROM. ROM means read only memory. ROM means read only memory, comes programmed from the manufacturer. Data can be real from ROM. Okay, ROM is when the power is switch off. ROM is used to storing the BIOS. That means the ROM is used to storing the BIOS. ROM contains instruction to the help during the startup of the program. That means a ROM play a vital role on the startup of a computer. Okay, there are different types of ROM. Number one is ROM, that means read only memory, non programmable and non erasable. That means we cannot erase any thing in the ROM, and we cannot program it. Okay, next is PROM, programmable ROM. User can write the data once into the PROM. Erasing of the data not possible in PROM. That means in the PROM we can easily program it, but we cannot erase it. Okay, then the comes EPR ROM. ROM means erasable ROM. The data written on the EPR ROM can be erased. That means this type of ROM we easily erase the data. Next is EEPR ROM. Okay, that means electrical ROM. The data written on the EP ROM can be overwritten electrically, thus making it the most popular one. For example, memory card. Memory card is also a example of this type of ROM. Okay, a disk drive. Disk drive is the inside the case that holds the non-sensible disks. The disks can be hard disk drive for the hard disks. Okay, CD drive for CD-ROM, DVD drive. These are the example of the ROMs. These are the example of ROMs. Okay, so here you can see the picture of a ROM. Next is hard disk. We all know that hard disk is used to store huge amount of data in a computer. Okay, the a hard disk is one of the most important secondary memory device. That means the hard disk is also a secondary memory device. Data is stored on the hard disk in the digital format. It has a rotating magnetic disks protected by the hard cover. That means all the storage devices has a magnetic disk. Okay, it is divided into number of tracks and sectors to store data. Hard disk can store large amount of data. Nowadays we can buy a hard disk about up to 2 TB storage capacity. Okay, here you can see the image of a hard disk. Okay, next is processor. We all know that processor means all the work is done by the processor in a computer. The processor or the CPU is the main components of the computer. It is a chip inside the computer box. Here you can see the chip inside the computer box, processor. Okay, it perform all the tasks. The computer function properly. It receives inputs, control the different action to be performed, and sends output. Okay, that means all the work of a computer, the processor done all the work. Okay, next is Pentium Pro, Pentium 2, Pentium 4 are some example of processor. These are the example of processor. Okay, these are the example of processor. This is the end of the first chapter. I hope that all of you understand the chapter, and all of you should read the book carefully for better understanding. And as I told you that I would provide all the inside question answer, and in my next video I will discuss about the exercise question answer. exercise question answer. So you need to read the book carefully. Okay, you need to read the chapter carefully. And I am ending the discussion here. I will discuss the exercise question answer in my next video. So till then, thank you, take care, and goodbye.